You've definitely disqualified yourself from a large portion of the same very men that you want to attract.
That's really rude. And I don't agree with you.
Yeah, there's different
I don't
type
agree
of
with you.
men.
Okay.
They don't all have the same type.
Okay, and that's fine.
I don't.
Tell me why. Sure.
Why? Because there's a lot of men that have gone through enough in their lifetime to understand what it takes to have to pull yourself out of a 6 foot deep hole. Like, so once you figure out how to do that and you do it well and people see your growth, I don't think there's anything wrong with having what you want. Like, honestly, I just don't understand like what your point is compared to like the other.
I'll make it simple. I asked you earlier, would you take a man with no ambition? What'd you say?
I said no.
Okay. Now ask me, do I want to take a woman that has passed?
Okay, but that's not the
But
same.
that's not the same. Okay, can you
Hold on.
Because
Stop. How's it not the same?
It's not the same because a man with ambition has to have some kind of past. Right? And a woman with no ambition has to have some kind of past. So if your past don't match and your ambition doesn't match, then you're not going to be compatible. But if you have similar pasts and similar ambitions, y'all can fuck some shit up, right?
No. And that's the narrative that set so many women astray. A woman's past
Maybe
absolutely
in
matters.
your experience.
No, it's not my experience. This is how men think. Let me ask you a question. How many men have you had sex with? Exactly. That proves my point. You don't have to say a word. Your response just now. Hold on. Let me finish. I'm going to explain to you what I meant by that. You don't have to answer exactly. That proves my point. You don't have to say a word. Your response just now. Hold on. Let me finish. I'm going to explain to you what I meant by that. You don't have to answer that question. But when I asked you that question, you kind of were like, fuck this dude. Why are you asking me that? Correct? It was rude, right? It was rude for me to ask you that, correct?
I'm waiting to hear your point.
Just answer the question. Was it rude when I asked you that?
Yes.
Okay. And it is. Why?
I would never ask you how many women you've slept with.
I will.
Sure.
Like, what's your point of that?
No,
like,
but
I want to know your your intention.
Did you feel
because
uncomfortable?
everything you do in life, you should have an intention, and if it's not pure, I don't want it.
I'm getting there.
Okay, but your intentions right now are not pure.
Okay.
So what the fuck do you want to know from me? I'm just wondering.
Please don't be rude.
I'm not being rude.
Okay, I'm being very respectful with you.
Asking.
I'm just trying to prove a point here. You felt disrespected and uncomfortable when I asked that question, right?
I mean, kind of, not really.
Okay.
Like, I have an answer for you, but don't answer it. Don't answer it. I don't need to.
Don't answer it.
I don't need to.
I simply asked you the question to see how you would respond. You responded negatively, which is natural because it is rude for a man to ask a woman about her past.
I would never ask that about you.
Let me finish. Let me finish.
Stake a pole life coach.
Correct.
Peel the layer back. Why is that rude to ask a woman about her past? Because women know deep down their sexual history matters. A woman isn't going to go around and say, I had sex with 100 guys openly. Well, most won't exactly. Why? Because women know the more bodies they got.
Who does it matter to? A man. It matters to a man.
And who?
Okay.
Who's the one that gives out rings?
But does it matter?
Who gives out rings?
You're right. But
exactly.
Okay. So you're saying we need to censor our life.
You don't have to censor anything. I'm saying that if you have a past and a man finds out, it's going to diminish your ability to get a man to take you seriously. It's been that way since the beginning of time.
So find a man that doesn't know about my past is your point.
Fantastic. Sure, if you want. Yeah. If you want. But it doesn't change the fact that men have a very big stake in his girl's past and how many dudes she has sex with. This is why if I ask a girl, what's your body count? She ain't gonna tell me. She's like, what the fuck? Or she's gonna lie. Because you know deep down.
What if a girl asks you your body count?
It doesn't matter because
you're never gonna say it.
I'll say it.
We said it on air many times.
We said on air many times. It doesn't matter because
what matters right now.
What matters right now?
I'm trying to make a point right now.
You're not.
No girl is gonna look at me and be like, I'm not gonna marry him because he had sex with 270 women. They're not gonna do that. They don't care. That's not going to limit my ability to find a woman.
Well,
but if you go and you say I had sex with 270 men, no one's going to marry you.
No one's going to marry you.
It's true. You gotta think of your hole is sacred. Like you can't dig out your hole and think somebody gonna want to respect you after digging out your hole. Like it's just not gonna happen. Like men just don't, like unconsciously, just like you said, even though we do these deeds in the back of our little minds, you like, damn, was it worth it?
And I feel like
something though, men.
Hold on.
No,
Men are
let her
never-
finish, bro.
Let her finish.
Let
And
her
I
finish.
feel like
Merch.
Merch.
okay, yeah. All right. So I feel like when that happens with us, we hear that voice in the back of our head when we do certain promiscuous deeds. And I feel like that's why women don't take accountability, because they cannot just take that L. They won't take that L because you felt like you gave that person your pussy and you didn't get nothing from it. So it's like you kind of try to fight for it in a sense, but you in the back of our mind, we know we're not supposed to really just be open with our sexuality like that. It's a sacred thing. Like, I think of it as drilling a hole in the wall. Like, if you keep drilling a hole in the hole is gonna get spoiled.
But why do you think that? Because men are able to put how many notches in their belt and be
Just like a
fine.
drill gun, you could put how many holes in the wall.
Which is my point. How are men able to?
Because we live by
put so
certain
many
set of
notches.
rules.
So this is some bigotry.
Well,
Is what you're
honestly
telling
speaking,
me.
Bigotry.
think about it,
No,
right?
but-
She's just saying men and women are different. Men have the insertion, women have the hole.
Right.
She's saying the drill is the men.
But why are women looked at as sluts for
It's how the
having?
world works.
That's just
We don't
how
make
it
the rules.
is.
The
So
men's
you're just
world.
saying
But
those are
that's
the
right.
rules, and we're saying that like we can't change it, or we can make normalities out of the
If you-
society
okay, you ch-
today in 2022. Is that what you're
If-
telling me?
If
I'm
you
asking.
listen, if you change it, you see what's going on in the world right now. The scales are
Yes.
tipping.
Absolutely,
Everything is
which
out of
my-
balance due to the fact of certain things like that. You think we could do the same thing as men, but in reality, we cannot.
Yes, we can.
No, we cannot. That's a false reality.
and
A lot of people are not happy nowadays.
nobody's
A lot-
happy.
That's what I'm saying, because the
Selena's a
scales are
multimillionaire. She just told y'all I did not
Right,
get
she just
satisfaction
said
from
that.
being rich.
She doesn't.
She literally
Okay, and
just
that's
told
my
you that.
whole point. Is that
Men don't make.
But that's what I'm saying. The scales are tipping because you think you could do the same thing as a man. You think you don't need a nigga for shit. Y'all think y'all could do all these things that men care about, money and all these things. Y'all want to be the provider. Y'all want to be this.
what
Y'all
you
want to be
mean,
that.
y'all? Because I'm not.
I'm not talking. I'm talking about the general public. I'm not even talking about you. But I'm just letting you know, like, we're not superwoman. Y'all think y'all superwoman when you want to do these things, but really and truly, we do get tired.
Yeah,
Like, we want to. We don't want to be. We want to have a Superman. We don't want to say. We don't want to be Superwoman.
But who want to be that Superman? I feel like ain't
But that's what
no
I'm-
man is trying to fucking step up.
Yes,
But
They
it's
all
also
stepping down and letting these women step up and letting them kick fucking ass.
Don't get me
AKA,
wrong.
like
Here, let me
Don't
answer
get-
that. Here's the thing. Why should I be your Superman when you haven't made yourself worthy of being
how
with a
haven't I
Superman?
made myself worthy?
I need you to get out your feelings
I'm not
and not
in my
make it.
feelings.
Yeah, no, you are.
No, I'm
Because
just
everything
saying,
I'm saying, stop,
do
stop,
people in
stop,
general-
stop. Everything that I'm saying does not pertain to you. It talks about generalities.
First.
You're taking everything I'm saying and putting it back on you. It's in general. This is for all women, not just you at the table. You can make your argument, but you keep saying, but I'm not like that and all this other stuff. That's fine. You can feel that way.
Fair.
Yeah, go ahead. But this isn't talking about you. I'm simply saying a man doesn't have to accept you. A Superman who's rare, one of a kind, Clark Kent, does not have to accept a woman unless she meets his requirements. Just like you don't have to accept a man if he doesn't have a future.
Agreed.
But can I
So-
say something?
Go ahead, sure.
You know, okay, you're saying like a man doesn't have to accept you, and yeah, he doesn't. Just like a woman doesn't have to accept the guy with whatever he has or whatever flaws or whatever. But that's why the point is that we go thinking that every man is supposed to accept us. No, not everyone is supposed to accept us. It's that person, that one person that we will find that will accept us. Will be that one person, or maybe two. You're laughing, but you know,
she's right. She's right. She's
yeah, there
right.
will be that one person. The thing is that as women, we think, you know, every guy is supposed to love me. Every guy's not gonna accept me. No, every guy, no.
You know
But
what's-
eventually, I will find someone that's gonna accept me with everything that I have. And like I said, I get it. You know, like it for a man, it's hard to accept a woman with whatever situation, but men also have their past. So it's like, if you find that person, you compromise. Like I said, you know, you're going to talk about the situation. You're going to eventually figure it out. If that person is that person for you.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
You're operating kind of like in a dream world. I'm just simply saying when you
Mm-hmm.
do certain things, it limits the probability of being able to get a certain guy. You're operating on possibility. I'm telling you probabilities. There's a difference. Yes, is it possible to find your dream man that will accept you after you have 199 bodies and you've done a bunch of slut shit on OnlyFans and everyone knows who you are? But yes, it is. However, is it probable? No. Because I know 95% of men are going to have a serious issue with you coming in with a past. Just like you, if I switch the tables around, let's say I make a certain amount of money, but I live with my mom, I smoke pot, I'm not really ambitious, but I think I can do it, but I don't really want to change. 95% of women are going to say, I'm not dating that fucking guy. He has no future. No one bats an eye when a woman says, I want a man with ambition. But if a man says, I don't want a woman with a past, whoa! You should accept this regardless of how we behaved in the past, because I'm changed now.
I'm quite changed.
Guess what, ladies? History writes itself in permanent fucking ink. There is no
You don't
going
think
back.
it does for men, though?
A man's
Yeah,
past.
men
Here's the
too.
difference.
Okay,
You're right.
Tell
it does.
me.
It,
Tell
it
me the
does.
difference. I want to know.
History writes itself in permanent ink for men too. But guess what? It doesn't matter to his value to women. If I have sex with 1,000 women and then I want to settle down one day, it's not going to affect my ability to find a bride. But if a woman has had sex with 1,000 men, it's absolutely going to affect her ability to find a groom.
You said
That's
it's
the
not gonna
difference.
accept. It's not gonna.
That's
You
your
will be able. You
opinion.
will be able to find a bride, but
That's
what
your
No,
about
no,
opinion.
That's not
I
your
can't find a bride.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. But
Easily.
what about okay? But what about will you be able to keep that marriage? Because that's gonna cause problems. You slept with this girl, that girl, and
How many people
problems
do you run
everywhere.
into on the way?
Every day a girl turns 18.